The deadly conflict between Israeli forces and Palestinian militants led by Hamas is entering its second week, and there is little sign of a political or diplomatic breakthrough. The United Nations Security Council still can't agree on a formal joint statement. Today there were clashes between Palestinian protesters and Israeli security forces in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Our Middle East editor, Jeremy Bowen, reports now from Jerusalem, and there are some distressing images in the report.
The Israeli army blew up the car of a man who attacked them with grenades. Soldiers shot him dead. It was the center of Hebron, where soldiers protect a Jewish settlement in the heart of a Palestinian city. Last night, a group called the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade showed off their weapons in Ramallah on the West Bank. They have been quiet since the end of the last armed uprising around 16 years ago. Their return, if that's what it is a sign of the hardening mood on the Palestinian side and competition between rival factions to confront Israel. This morning, the Al-Aqsa Brigade and Israeli troops exchanged fire near Ramallah. The Israelis said 2 of their soldiers were wounded. This was at the Damascus Gate into Jerusalem's Old City. Egypt blames heavy-handed Israeli pressure in Jerusalem for what it calls Palestinian retaliation. The Egyptians have used unusually harsh language to condemn Israel's behavior. That matters because Egyptian mediators are a critical part of ceasefire negotiations. Much more anger in more places is on display in the Palestinian territories than during previous wars between Israel and Hamas. This was Bethlehem, just outside Jerusalem.
This kind of thing just doesn't build up overnight. It comes after years of settlement expansion, land confiscation. What happened in Jerusalem and what's happening in Gaza was the last straw. It's about, for these people, years of Israeli pressure.
Inside Israel, Jaffa is shared by Jews and Palestinian Arabs. Arab businesses across Israel were closed in a general strike that was also solid on the West Bank. In the last week, coexistence between Israel's Arab and Jewish citizens has broken down, a disaster for national cohesion. Hamas is still hitting Israeli towns. This was Ashdod. All the pounding of Gaza, this was an American-made Israeli bomb, has not stopped Hamas firing back. That could be an incentive for Israel to respond to pressure from its allies for a ceasefire. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Jerusalem.